Hey, simple. Okay, thank you. Hey, buddy, what's up? Thank you for spreading the word. I was just sitting here looking through the window, and then it started to drizzle a bit, and then lightning started to go off in the distance. So I said, let me do a stream and see if I can catch a cool lightning strike or something. Remember, you can share your links, guys. Welcome in. Thank you. Those are the toads and cicadas. Yeah, it's a mix of different insects. I was gonna, and then this bike destroyed the atmosphere. Yeah, it's soothing. I was gonna do story time of when I was 17 years old and went to Michigan and did a heart surgery. That was kind of fun and scary at the same time. Who wants to hear the story? Okay. Hey, welcome in. I have 6 people in here so far. And as I was saying, you guys want to hear the story of the heart surgery? Because in when you're typing it, you don't get the you don't get the final the proper wording or the feeling through text than when you hear it. So who wants to hear it? I was missing from your page. So you guys want to hear the story now? Okay. How should I start it now? Okay. When I was 17 years old, I went to Michigan to compete in a soccer tournament with my school. When we were in Michigan, I started to have chest pain on the soccer field. So I asked the coach to sub me out, and I realized when I was on the sideline I couldn't breathe. I'm like, what the hell is this? And the next team had a doctor with them, and he came over, saw me breathing hard, and he says, let him check something. And he checked my heart, my pulse. And I said, my heart rate is low. And he's like, oh, damn, let's rush him to the hospital. When I went to the hospital, they found out that I had a hole in my heart the size of a dime. Hey, so they said I couldn't do the surgery because I was too skinny. I was 17 years old at 95 pounds. So they had to put me on a, a regiment where I had to bulk up to at least 150 pounds before they could do the heart surgery. So for a couple months I was in Michigan just eating, no exercise, just sitting down eating just to put on the weight. Fast forward now to 6 months after, where I went to the hospital now, and when they heard that I was 17, and they gave me a welcome in. So they gave me a hospital gown for a 17-month old, and everybody bust out laughing. Yeah, all is well. How about you? So yeah, so when they gave me the injection for me to fall asleep, and as soon as they gave me the injection, I'm like, I need to go to the bathroom. They're like, you can't go to the bathroom now because the injection will kick in a few seconds. And I'm like, nah. And I jumped off the bed, jumped off the bed, ran into the bathroom, peed. And when I was coming back out of the bathroom, I started to dance. Then the nurse says, get on the bed before the medicine kicked in. And I'm like, nah, this won't do nothing. Next thing I know, the last thing I remember was me putting up my foot to go on the bed. I don't remember anything after that until when I woke up and I saw this bright light in my face. I'm like, who left the light on? Yes, I'm in Jamaica. Yeah, I'm Jamaican. And I'm like, who left this light on? So I started to look around. I saw two doctors in a corner sewing up something. Yeah. So I saw two doctors in the corner sewing up something, and I'm there trying to look up to see. Then I realized when I looked downwards, I saw that my chest was open. I'm like, that's not right. That can't be right. Next thing I know, I heard a voice behind me says, you're not supposed to be awake. You're not." And then the last thing I remember after that was when they put the mask over my face. Yeah, so I actually saw them sewing up my heart to patch the hole. So, oh, then when I woke up, this is the scary part now. When I woke up, I felt cold. I'm like, I can't move and I feel cold. Then I realized that I can't sit up, I can't move side to side. I'm like, what the hell is this? Then I realized that I was inside the morgue, inside of the freezer. They just put me in the freezer, but it looked, because, yeah, they put me in the freezer. So I started to bang on in the fridge. Somebody, thank God somebody was in there. They opened the fridge and all the doctors rush in saying that I died for 10 minutes. I'm like, how can I die for 10 minutes and I'm here? You're like, yeah, you died for 10 minutes. That's why you're in the morgue. Then when I look around, I saw that there was a couple bodies waiting to be put in fridges. I'm like, oh well, what now? I'm like, okay. And they brought me back to the ICU and had five nurses taking care of me because they thought I was going to sue the hospital for negligence. 3 days later, they said they'd never seen somebody heal so fast. 3 days later, after the surgery, remember, this is a heart surgery, and I was walking up and down and starting to run around on the treadmill. The, okay, who remember the Orlando Magics with when Shaq was on the team with Penny Hardaway? I'm going to tell you when I should have sued, when I could have gotten a lot of money. So as I said, who remember the Orlando Magics with when Shaq was on it and Penny Hardaway? So they came to the hospital to visit the children ward. I was on the floor above that. I will not forget that green bastard's face. The mascot for the Orlando Magics. He came into the room when they were doing the hospital rounds, and the dude came and slapped me in the chest just when with the stitches in. I gave him some Jamaican bad words, and I don't know where this man came from out of nowhere. It's like he just appeared out of nowhere. It's like, do you want to sue them because you just did a major surgery and he injured you? Do you want to sue? I'm like, what? Remember that I was 17 then, so I'm like, I have no idea what is this suing business because I'm in Jamaica. We don't sue people. So I lost out on a lot of money then. But what they did was they gave me a lifetime ticket, lifetime supply of tickets to go watch the Orlando Magics. Oh, great. Wow. And then, oh, yes. Grow what you. When I was leaving Michigan, I stopped off in Chicago and I was in the VIP area of the airport. When I was in the VIP area, I went to drink some water and I heard, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, buddy. Can I get a drink?" And I'm looking up and I'm like seeing this tall dude. I'm like, people come this tall? When I check it out, it was Scottie Pippen. And then after Scottie Pippen came in, drank the water. Then Michael Jordan came in and said, "Hey," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And then Dennis Rodman. It was yeah, it was a good that I stayed in Michigan for a year and a half, and when I yeah, the only photos I have is me with Shaquille O'Neal and the Orlando Magic's coach and that mascot that hit me in my chest. Yeah, we grow our own stuff. In Jamaica, back back in the 80s, the then Prime Minister came up with this slogan, as you said, eat what you grow what you eat. Yeah, you're welcome. But one of the funny, I had so many fun stuff happen in Michigan. I should write a book. I'm thinking about it. Oh, people, this is what I find funny. People keep asking me, when you died, did you go to heaven? And I'm like, you'll be the first one to buy it. Thank you very much. There's one thing I hate in, and it's when it comes on to my birthday. Yeah, I'll I need a ghostwriter. I'll tell them the story and they write it, and we split the profits. Who wants to know what heaven looks like? All I can tell you that on uh, that table, after they, that's the best sleep I ever had until the cold started to hit me. Sometimes when I tell people, they're like, "No, you're making it up." And then I show them the scar on my chest, and I said, "Can you make up a story with the scar?" And the photos of me and the Orlando Magic's people. One of the funny things is when I was in Michigan, when it was deer hunting season, and the the family that I was staying with, they have a they build their house in near to the forest. So when it was hunting season, we we went out and did some hunting. They were like, have you ever shot a deer before?" I'm like, "No." And they were like, "Okay, we're going hunting tomorrow." When I went and to do the hunting now, nobody wanted to give me a gun because they're like, "No, you're not American," and so they gave me a bow and arrow. And when I fired the bow and arrow, I hit the deer in his back leg, and they finished him off. And that was the first time eating venison. Yes, I was in Granville. Yeah, hunting was fun, especially riding the four wheeler. You know what? I should look. I should look up for the photos that I have and do a live stream showing the photos of me riding a horse and all those other stuff. Hunting season starts in October, right? If I remember correctly. When that's that's a lot of snowfall. I remember it was the day before I left Michigan to come back to Jamaica. Overnight, when we woke up the next day, we had 19 inches of snow. We had to shovel our way out of the house. Also, November is hunting season. Yeah, 19 inches of snow. We had to shovel our way of the out of the house and to shovel this car just for me to get to the airport. Oh, I got a nickname in Michigan. They call me Crazy. That's why, because we drove 10 hours to Lake Michigan. And when we went there, it was just turning autumn, and the breeze was chilly. And I'm like, I ain't driving all this way here and not taking a swim. And I took off my clothes and I jumped jumped into the freezing water. Everybody's like, "What the? This guy's crazy." When I came out, and then again, I didn't feel anything because the doctors did something that they shouldn't have done. But the pain from the surgery was too great. They gave me 2 vials of morphine to bring home with me. So anytime I feel pain, I should inject myself with it. I remember when the next door neighbor, Scott, the police guy, it was, yeah, Wednesdays was his day off, so we would be outside playing basketball, and I slipped and fell and cracked my lip open. Didn't feel a thing. The dude is like, "You're bleeding, Razy, you're bleeding." I'm like, "Bleeding from what?" And then he took my hand and showed me that my lip was busted open. Because of the morphine, I couldn't feel a thing. Even when I came back to Jamaica for the first year first year back in Jamaica, I didn't have any feelings. Yeah. For the first year back in Jamaica, I had no feelings. None. I even broke my arm and didn't know that it was broken. Yeah. The funny thing is the doctor that did the surgery, he was from the Ukraine, and he only worked on children. I'm the first adult he ever did a surgery on. I have no idea what they did to my nervous system. But for the first year back in Jamaica, I had no feelings. None. What? I hear a kitten. What is the kitten doing out in the rain? As I was saying about, you ain't touching me. Yeah. Even though sometimes, I know it sounds funny, but even though sometimes I think that morphine did something to my nervous system, because sometimes I'll step on like a nail or something and I just look down and I'm like, oh, damn, that's gonna hurt in a few hours. And as I said, why I hate my birthday is when I was 17, before I went to Michigan, my grandmother died 4 days before my birthday. Yeah, that's dangerous for my nervous system. Seven, 17, 4 days before my birthday, my grandmother died. When I was 34, 2 days after my birthday, my mother died. Yeah. And that was, and My uncle died. My uncle died 3 days. Yeah, 3 days after my birthday, 9 days after his, and my wife died 2 weeks after my birthday, and my brother died 2 days after she did. So yeah, that's why I hate my birthday. She died the Tuesday, my brother died the Thursday because of some stupid, you know what? Do I'm not gonna curse. He was in Canada. He lives in Canada with his twin sister, and he went to the gas station and was pumping gas, and some dude behind him wanted to pump gas, and he's like, "No, wait your turn, wait your turn." And the dude went back into the car and shot my brother straight in the head, one shot, and drove off. Queen Elizabeth died, and yeah, people are crazy. My sister had to be on suicide watch because they're twins. They do everything together. They went to the same ice kindergarten straight up to college, and she wanted to go to the gas station with him to buy something, and he said, "No, you stay, I'll go and buy it for you." And that was the last thing, that was the last time she saw him alive. Yeah, that, as I said, if I should write a book, as you guys said, a lot of, she blamed herself, said if she was there, she probably could have calmed things down, and but God knows what he was doing, because maybe if she was there too, she would have gotten shot too, and me losing three people in 2 days wouldn't be a good thing on my psyche. That is why most of the time I joke around, because I have eidetic memory. That means I barely forget anything. So most of the time I joke around just to not think of anything. That's why sometimes when I go into people's live stream, they're like, "This guy's annoying," because I just keep laughing and giving joke, but they don't know. Because if I start just stop for a bit and start thinking, then I can remember the exact outfit my wife was in when she died, right next to me with my broken leg. Good times, good times. Not. We were supposed to go to a mineral bath here in Jamaica the Tuesday morning, and she said she didn't feel well, and we are like, okay. She works at the hospital, so when she went, did a checkup, and they said there's nothing wrong. She's just fatigued. She came back home because my leg was broken because of soccer again. I played soccer the week before and somebody stepped in the back of my foot dislocating the muscle just above the Achilles tendon. So I was out of commission. So she wanted us to go to the mineral bath to see if it could help heal the leg. We took out clothes, everything, ready to go there for a couple days. Went to bed. I woke up at 5 saying, you go bathe first and then I'll bathe after. And I realized that she didn't answer our move. I'm like, hey, Joy, go go you bathe first and I'll bathe after. And I'm still waiting on her to answer me. She was one of the head nurse for accident and emergency at the Cornwall Regional Hospital. So any questions, guys? It's a pity the rain stopped. Now I'm gonna be eaten all night by mosquitoes. The amazing journey of raising. Fun fact, I have broken almost every bone in my body since I was 3 years old. I've broken my middle finger twice. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. It, the, when the movie Mr. Glass came out, that's what he remind me of. That's what he remind me of myself. Actually, the first time I broke my middle finger, I was running, and let's just say the wall won. I still owe that wall. The second time I was coming out of a cab, me and my ex-girlfriend. That's why we broke up. We were coming out of the cab, and my finger was at the door, and she slammed the car door so hard you won't go hear. That's how the the other middle finger was broken. So I was walking around with two broken fingers. So I'm like, that's why I said, Ruth. Ruth is the, when I saw Ruth, I remember her. Yeah, Ruth. She basically broke my middle finger. Yeah, as I said, a lot of stories. So I needed help. Remember, both hands are broke. Basically, both hands are incapacitated because they're broken, and I needed help. And this little wench went off to party with her friends, and I'm there in the house, can't do nothing for myself. I'm like, this ain't working. I sat there until 4 o'clock in the morning when she came home, and all she did was went to sleep. Yeah, yeah. So I'm like, this ain't working out. This shit ain't working out. As soon as my fingers were better, I got rid of her. Then there was the other ex before I met my wife, Marsha. I ain't afraid to call their names. Me and Marsha would been going out for 3 years. So I'm like, it's 3 years. I think we should settle down, get married, have kids. And she's like, I don't want any kids. I'm like, what? You mean you don't want any kids? She's like, I don't want any. I'm like, okay, then let's get married. No, marriage is too cumbersome. I, I'm like, okay. Next thing I know, this is when scamming was coming on in Jamaica big. Next thing I know, I'm not seeing her coming to my house anymore. I'm like, I'm calling her, no answer. 6 months later, I found out that she got pregnant from from one of those scammers. See you tomorrow. Right after she said she didn't want any children. So yeah, life is funny. 2 years later, I saw her at the supermarket, and she's like, "Can you lend me $200 to pay for this?" And I'm like, okay. And I gave it to her, and that was the last time I saw her or talked to her. Then I met my wife. We were married for 6 years before she decided she's resting before me. Yep, the heat is coming down because of the sudden rain stop. I should this phone should be clearer so you guys can see that somebody's trying to go into a yard down the street. He has a flashlight and he's trying to go into one of the yards. That's funny. He's trying to go into that house right there. Okay, guys, I'm ending the stream. I'll see you soon. And as I always say, God bless. Have a great night or a great day where you are at. And be safe out there. Thanks, Mark. See you guys later.